Hey everybody, how are you? Hope this finds everybody doing okay. Today I'm going to continue with my spring and Easter decorating here in the living room. I don't know if you caught my last video. I completed the mantle and the hearth just last night, and today I'm going to be working on the rest of the room. I'm going to start here on the coffee table. But before I get started, I just hope that everybody is practicing everything that we've been hearing to do, social distancing and not gathering in large places and trying to avoid crowded areas. And if you can stay home, stay home. I know that's not possible for so many people, but I think we have to all do our part to do whatever we can do to get our lives back to normal again. All right, so again, a little bit of distraction from all the craziness that's going on. I'm going to be working here first on this coffee table, and the rest of the room is absolutely a mess. I have things everywhere. There's a little bit of a hint of it. Okay, so let me get started here. I'm starting by using these two candlestick holders that I made. I don't know if you saw that video. I showed this. This used to be a lamp, and I took the lamp apart and I used the different parts. I glued them together, and then I added that top to it. I spray painted them with silver metallic paint, and then went over with a black paint to give it more of an aged kind of silver look. So this is where I'm starting right now with this. I'm going to use this, which I did the same technique on, the silver with the black. And I think I'm going to build a bird's nest in here, and I'm going to use some twigs, and I'm going to use some moss, and then I'll put a few eggs in there and a couple birds and see how that looks. And I've never built a bird nest before, so I'm going to need some private time to do that. I made this nest using twigs and some moss that I had, and let me tell you, I have even a greater respect for birds nest building than I did before, because I had to cheat and use some floral wire in there too, and they don't have that opportunity to do that. But anyway, there's my nest. I'm going to put some eggs in there and a couple of birds. A couple of birds. Same colors, the greens and the pinks, and appropriate color eggs. And then I added some ivy in there, and then a little bit of greenery on the outside just to kind of make it look like a tree branch. Next thing, before I go any further, I'm going to take down these panels. These are white, but they have kind of like embossed leaves on them, and I'm going to take those down and change out these window treatments. So what I'm going to be using is these right here, and I mean these are really well made. We had these custom made. A man came, he measured, and he sewed them, and then he came and he installed them meticulously, and I mean they're absolutely beautiful. We used to have matching in the living room. We had that it was like a valance and kind of draped and had like I don't even know what you call it. It had kind of like a draping down the sides and stuff like that. And then in the dining room, we had the two panels on each side of the bay window, and then white shears in the middle. So, we've taken them down. We had left those up for a while because they were very well made and they were kind of pricey. And but we've taken them down, and I do like to put them up for spring. I don't do it all the time, but it's all the colors again that we're using in here, so it's very appropriate. And it's funny, just to tell you a little story for those of you that don't know me. My grandmother was we lived in a two-family upstairs for my grandmother, and she was very big on changing the curtains all the time. Like, she constantly changed them because she was a cleaning fanatic, and she hated any thought of any dust hanging out on anything. So they were constantly coming down and going up and coming down and going up. And she would always call me to put up her curtains. But she was really gracious, because if another grandchild was there, or even one of my uncles or aunts, and they saw that the curtains had to come down or they were down, they would offer to put them up. And she would never say no. So she would let them put them up, and then as soon as they would leave, she'd call me to come downstairs and to take the curtains down and put them back up again. Only because she figured if she said no, they might never ask again. And, you know, she figured it would seem rude if she said no. So anyway, I have a lot of experience with hanging curtains since I'm a kid. It's like second nature now to me. So we've been changing ours out a lot lately too, and we're getting less expensive ones so that we can keep changing them. Okay, so let me get these up. I finished putting up the window treatments. I put the shears on and the drapes, and then I went back up in the attic and I found the valance that actually went with this. Needed it to finish it out. So, you know, I think both me and Marianne like these because, like I said, you know, they were sentimental and we've had them and they were pricey and we haven't been using them. So I thought it'd be nice for right now to use them again. So this is, well, you know, and like I said before, it has all the right colors and whatnot. Up on the top, what I did is, it's hard because of the glare. I put a terracotta pot up there and it has leaves on it. I painted it white and I painted the leaves green, and it's not showing up great. And it's so cloudy out right now. It's exactly the way I feel, dreary and miserable. All right, so let me show you around the rest of the room, and because I finished it up, and we'll finish up this video. So I'm just going to pan around the room what I did here so you can take a look at it. And, you know, I'm not going overboard this year on anything because, well, you know why, because, and I just keep feeling like it's not in me to do it, but I'm doing it, but it's not in me. But I'm hoping that you do enjoy this little bit of break from the news, and it gives me a break from watching the news. So I moved the angel in here, and I put the cherub, I should say, and I put the flowers around his or her head. I always say his, Marianne always says her. And the drapes as well. And I didn't change this up here. I just put some ivy in there, and just to give it a little bit of a spring look. Here I got these pillows at the Christmas tree shop a couple of weeks ago, and they were a really good price, and they have the greens and the beiges and the grays. And I also left these mauve color pillows because, again, it picks up on a lot of the pinks and whatnot that's in this room. Over here, there's really nothing Eastery. It's just, spring. This dish right here that has, again, the hint of that mauvey kind of a color. And then I have these roses, and these really look so real. In fact, the stems even have thorns on them. So it's just, I only had that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I just put them in that vase over there, and I just kind of like the simplicity of that, and the clean look with that little bit of color. And then already you've seen the mantle. Let me take a close-up look at the mantle. Again, with the tulips and the fuchsia and the pink flowers and the white roses and whatnot. And then up in here, my Easter tree with the Little Miss Easter egg bonnets that I DIY'd, and then the wreath up on the top, and then down in the hearth area over here, the pot with, I tried to make that look like an azalea in there, and then the 2 terracotta pots with the trellises on them. And then over here, the only little bit of whimsy that I did was this bowl. Because of the coloring, I used it here with a little duck in it. And again, the pillows, the same pillows on this side. I just built a stand for that picture because I wanted a picture on the, against the mirror, but I don't trust those command hooks anymore. I had too many disasters with those lately, so I built a stand. I didn't even paint it yet, you can see. I just put it behind the couch so that it, excuse me, props up the picture. And here on the coffee table, the two candlesticks that I made out of the lamp with the pink candles that Marianne had found those last year, I think, or the year before. And the two birds sitting in the nest on the eggs and some greenery there. And that is the living room for my spring and Easter look. And I'm going to try to move on and do a little bit in the dining room. I'm not doing much, but I'm going to do a little bit. So once again, I hope everybody is okay, doing well, and following all the new guidelines for our new way of living, unfortunately. And hopefully I will be seeing you guys really soon. And take care, everybody.